Hello guys, my name is Parsa Panahi and today I'm gonna tell you how to create one object in 3D Studio Max. Okay, in the first step, check the unit setup which you can find in the Customize tab. You can change to any of your favorite units. I always work with meters. Okay, after that, you are able to create anything with an accurate dimension. To start creating, you can go to the command panel which is located in the right side of the 3D Studio Max. Then choose the create tab and you will see plenty of various things ranging from geometry, light, camera or anything else. And each of them includes diverse categories. For example, in the geometry tab, you are free to use any of standard primitive objects. And for more complex shapes, you have to go to the extended primitives. In this part, you can even create stairs, windows, doors, or anything else. For creating a box, you have to choose box, then by click and drag as you see here, you can create. Then if you need to change some part of that, you can go to the modify tab and change parameters. After making any object, I suggest you all to put a name for it to manage your scene easily. There is a box here that allows you to put a name or change the color. Don't forget that putting a name is super helpful, especially when you have plenty of objects into your scene. For example, if you are working with different objects, you can select hide or unhide them based on their names. Sometimes, for working fast, you may want to change the screen to see all details. There are two various ways for this purpose. In the first one, you can use the viewport layout. If you don't have it on your Max screen, don't worry because you can add by right-click on this empty space. The second way is to press Alt and W to see the full screen. After all of those steps, by pressing F3 and F4 on your keyboard, you can change the default shading to edge, face, or wireframe. It completely depends on you which viewport is suitable for you. Okay, to check your object and its detail, you need to know how to orbit. So for this matter, you are able to do it by pushing mouse scroll and Alt bottom. Or you can use orbit, which is located here in the bottom of 3D Studio Max screen. Okay, let's back to the object. I'm gonna ask you what is this segment and how it works. Now I'm gonna tell you. If you wish to add more details, you can increase this amount. It works especially for the curved objects. For example, if you have a teapot here into your scene, and if you are going to add more details by increasing the number of segments, you will have a great teapot. Let's move to the next part. That shapes. The same as geometry, it has its own category. You are free to draw by line, circle, or anything else, or you may want to add a text which is located here and you can create here. Then if you want or if you wish to change it to 3D by adding extrude modifier from modify tab, you will have a 3D of your text. Okay, after all of them, I'm gonna delete everything here in my scene to explain about vertex, edge, border, polygon, and element. There is a functional modifier for 3D object that name is edit poly. That's really essential to realize how to work with. For creating a complex object or changing some parts of one object, you have to use this modifier. To add it to your object, you have to go to the modifier part, then select edit poly. Okay, now you see the selection part that contains vertex, edge, border, polygon, and element. All of them help you to modify one object. Choose any of them, then you will see, then you can change the position of that part. For selecting all of those things that I have mentioned, there are two ways. You can choose from here, from selection part, or you can press number 1 to 5 on your keyboard. If you want to create one complex object like a chair, the professional way for this purpose is to model it from a basic object like a plane or a box. Look at this object, look at this box that I created. As I told you, this is polygon, and this is edge, vertex, and element. And if you want to add more details, or if you want to create something, you need to know how to work with all of these items. For example, if you are going to create a very basic chair, you can add more segments. You can add more we can add more segment or even edges by connecting, and then after by moving them you can use extrude, I mean that for those polygons, to create a very simple and basic chair. Well, Edit Poly has various parts, and you have to learn each of them completely and professionally if you are going to improve your 3D Studio Max. Well, in the following videos, I'm going to explain everything completely. So subscribe here and stay with me, because in the following videos I'm going to describe each item of this modifier completely to be professional 3D artist.